All right, we are back. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully, everybody had a great Christmas, great holiday season. June, thank you for being here. Iris, thank you for being here. A lot of regulars, Chels, thank you for being here. Hopefully, everybody really enjoyed the holiday season with all their family and loved ones. Well, the future markets are open, but before we get into anything, please take a moment and please read this disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. I just do too much research. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Go get a glass of milk, dunk some cookies, and let's get into it. All right. It looks like we're at 69.46 on the S&P, and I'm trying to figure out why this is not coming up on Webull. I thought that's what everybody used for the future stuff. But on Seeking Alpha, it is showing that we are at 69.46 on the S&P, on the NASDAQ 25,727. And the Dow is getting closer and closer to 49,000. I can feel it. I can feel it that we're going to get to 7,000 on the S&P. May not be tomorrow, but we are so close. And if we get to 7,000, I mean, regardless, this year is a total victory. When you think about where we were during the spring, when you think about Liberation Day, this is a complete win. But you know what? I would like to be right, and currently I'm not correct just yet. I need a 7 handle to be correct. Anything else, I was not correct. So we'll see what happens. But 69.45, feeling pretty good about this. So we have some news about Nvidia, and I'm going to go through it. I actually spent a bunch of time today going through it and reading about it. Looks like some of the things are updating. So let's see. Let me share Webull, since this is a future show. We have Nvidia up just a little bit. It's showing on the futures up 0.5%. Hood is flat. Palantir is up 0.3%. SoFi up 0.2%. SPY is at 690. This has been a great market. I gotta say, this has been a great market. Hopefully, everybody's having a good year this year. I would like to think that a lot of people did well. We want to see everybody do well in the market. And I think that we're going to get there. So we'll come back to the futures in a few minutes. I want to go through the different stuff with Groq and Nvidia, because there's been a lot of videos on YouTube, and I'm not saying I'm going to get every single aspect correct, okay? But I did do a bunch of research on this. So we had headlines out of CNBC. Nvidia buying AI chip startup Groq's assets for about $20 billion, and it's the largest deal on record. We have the actual statements out of Groq, where Groq and Nvidia enter into a non-exclusive inference technology licensing agreement to accelerate AI inference at global scale. This came out yesterday. Quote, and I'll make it bigger so everybody can see it. Today, Groq announced that it has entered into a non-exclusive licensing agreement with Nvidia for Groq's inference technology. The agreement reflects a shared focus on expanding access to high-performance, low-cost inference. As part of this agreement, Jonathan Ross, Groq's founder, Sunny Madra, Groq's president, and other members of the Groq team will join NVIDIA to help advance and scale the licensed technology. Groq will continue to operate as an independent company, with Simon Edwards stepping into the role of Chief Executive Officer. Groq Cloud will continue to operate without interruption. That is the official statement out of Groq. So for everybody in the chat, is this the company that Chamath was affiliated with? Just wondering. I actually couldn't find that in the research I did. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. Truly appreciate everybody being here. I'm sorry. Is silver really at 80? Hold on. Hold on. Give me one moment. Where are we on this? Silver's at 75.14. Holy shit. I would have never thought this. To be fair, I would have never thought this was actually going to happen. I got to tell you, the silver crazies are not looking crazy anymore. I'm going to have to do a full-blown silver episode. And I'm not even going to say that I thought that this was going to happen. I sure as hell did not. This is wild. This is really wild that silver's at 75. Really wild. Anyway, all right. I have a bunch of notes on the Nvidia Groq deal. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. Seeing a lot of regulars. Naz, thank you for being here. Lena, thank you for being here. Really can't thank everybody enough. Pedro, thank you. Big Sir, thank you. Really glad everybody's here hanging out. This community is amazing. If you are going to be at a MITS meetup on February 1st, I will see you there. Maybe we'll bring a bunch of cookies with us. Who knows? But I will see you there. Some other people will be coming in. It's going to be a great time. So just about a month. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. So let's get back into this. For some background on Groq. So Groq is a private AI hardware company focused on AI inference, which is running models, not training. Its core product is the Groq LPU, Language Processing Unit. It's a custom chip and full stack platform, which is designed to deliver very low latency and high throughput for inference workloads. So what I found was that Groq positions the approach with custom silicon plus a different type of stack versus relying on GPUs alone for emphasis on speed. And their leadership is interesting because it was founded by Jonathan Ross, who's been credited as a key architect behind Alphabet's TPU, which is very interesting because around 2-3 weeks ago, Alphabet's TPUs were going crazy. Everybody was making it seem like these were going to displace all the demand for NVIDIA. So we'll see. But this is very interesting. So why does this matter in the AI landscape? This is just my opinion. Okay, so inference is becoming the absolute center of this. Once models are trained, the monetization and unit economics hinge on serving those models cheaply and quickly. Groq is actually built for that. So Groq's chips and stack offer predictable performance and fast response times at scale and differentiators for real-time AI products. Groq is one of the several inference specialists which are attempting to carve share from GPUs by offering specialized architectures and tight software hardware co-designs. So this gets more and more interesting, especially with the rise of the TPU, which isn't really a rise. It's just the narrative is come full circle after what's been roughly a decade of Alphabet and Amazon really building these out. So here's what actually happened with the Nvidia Groq deal structure. I read the release from Groq's site. So Groq announced a non-exclusive licensing agreement with Nvidia for Groq's inference technology. As part of the agreement, we know all this that the Groq's co-founder, president, and other team members will join Nvidia to help advance and scale licensed technology. So Groq is remaining as an independent company with their CFO stepping in as CEO. Now, multiple outlets, including CNBC, have described this as a $20 billion acquisition. And I mean, it's getting really interesting because NVIDIA, we know that NVIDIA dominates the training with the GPUs, and Groq's core value proposition, I think, is going to complement NVIDIA's GPU-centric platform. And these architects and hires are going to really benefit NVIDIA and NVIDIA's customers. So NVIDIA is getting Jonathan Ross and other senior Groq engineers with a ton of experience with purpose-built AI accelerators that can basically boost NVIDIA's next inference-centric optimizations. So it's not a full acquisition, but it does seem that this is really bullish for NVIDIA, and this may alleviate a lot of headline risk from TPUs. So we'll see. I'm excited. NVIDIA is basically writing a check. They're not taking on any debt. They're reporting in 2 months or so. It's going to be interesting to see what Jensen says about this, or if he does any keynotes or conferences and talks about it. But this will be very big for NVIDIA, I believe. And at the very least, they'll turn some of the narrative around. NVIDIA is pumping a little bit, up 0.6%, better than it being down. Where is the S&P at right now? So we have S&P 69.45. Really happy about that, everyone. Really happy about that. And yes, over my left shoulder is Baby Yoda, for anybody who is a Mandalorian fan. Baby Yoda. All right, let's see what else. Where are the Qs at? Hold on. Qs are up just a little bit. Very low volume right now. We'll see what moves. Oh my God, June, that's hilarious. If Amit doesn't take them, Steve should ask Amit's mom for the drapes to hang behind him for a pop of color. Oh boy. Keith, thank you very much for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it does sound like something Meta has done before. So we'll see what happens. NVIDIA, I think, is undervalued, as I was saying earlier today. I am very interested to see what all the talking heads say tomorrow on Bloomberg and on CNBC. They already started covering it. And I mean, look, 20 billion is a lot of money, but for NVIDIA, it's a drop in the bucket. How much cash does NVIDIA have on hand? Let's see. I mean, NVIDIA's got 60 billion in cash on hand. That does not include their free cash flow, does not include their long-term investments. So hopefully this will, I don't need to do a poll. It's not Gizmo. It's Baby Yoda, I promise you. Baby Yoda. It is a drop in the bucket. It's a third of their cash on hand. and they can replenish that cash if they don't allocate a ton to buybacks very quickly. So this should be a really good deal for Nvidia. And let's see what happens with their next generation chips after Rubin. I don't think the Rubin architecture is going to change. Maybe it does a little bit. I doubt it. The next iteration of chips with these assets from Groq is going to be really, really, really interesting. Let's see. 2x at best. Listen, do I wish that Apple was making these kinds of acquisitions? Absolutely. I mean, I have showed what happens when you do not invest in yourself. I continuously show what happens when you do not invest in yourself, and Apple is the kingpin of stagnated revenue and stagnated cash from operations when you do not allocate capital to CapEx. It is full stop. You cannot dispute numbers. You cannot make shit up. The numbers are the numbers. I'll show the numbers again. Let me pull up another tab so I can bring up the chart. I mean, these are Apple's true numbers. These are the real numbers from everything, okay? Let me see. Okay, so Apple's revenue over the past 4 years has gone up 13.76%, while their cash from operations has grown 7%. That is nothing compared to Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, or Amazon, who has outpaced Apple's CapEx by iterations of 3 to 6x, if not more. And that's not made up. I have everything right here, all the numbers. In the trailing 12, Apple has put up $12.7 billion in CapEx. Everyone else, $60 to $120 billion. I go by the numbers, not feeling, not bullshit. I go by the numbers. Cash from operations has only increased $7.4 billion over the past 4 years, compared to Microsoft and Alphabet increasing by more than $59 billion, 77 and 65%. Meta's cash from operations, 86%. This is quite shocking considering that in 2021, Apple was the only company doing 100 billion plus in cash from operations. Now all 5 of them are, and Meta is the only one that is trailing Apple. Alphabet has gone from 91 to 151 billion in cash from operations because they're investing in themselves. This is what happens when you take CapEx seriously and you have a forward vision. Your revenue and your cash from operations tend to explode. Now, Nvidia making this acquisition, to me, we should use the right word. Yes, they're acquiring assets. It's a licensing deal. To me, this signals that they're taking this seriously. They're not just looking at horsepower. They are looking at doing everything the best. And I think that that's going to be big for TPUs. I think it's going to be very big because you know what? Maybe companies aren't going to really look at the TPUs from Alphabet and Amazon as much. Who knows? I don't know. But I do know that Jensen said 65 billion in revenue for Q4. We do know that the analysts are really going after a lot of growth for Nvidia next year. And this could help Nvidia's runway of growth. So we'll see. All right, is anything moving? Let's see. SPY is still at 690 right now. SoFi is up 0.3%. Palantir up 0.46%, everybody. It's moving. Oracle's up just a tick. Nvidia's up 0.5%. Meta pretty flat. Robinhood pretty flat. Ethereum down. Ethereum 29.11. Oh man, 29.11. Maybe I'll buy more Ethereum tonight as well. I bought more Ethereum on the stream during the day. Maybe I'll buy some tonight. We'll see. Maybe I'll get a little frisky. Buy some more. When in doubt, buy some more. That's kind of what I've been doing. Except I'm not doubting anything. Just acquiring. Well, hopefully everybody had a great Christmas, and hopefully everybody had a great time opening gifts and being with their family and loved ones. Hopefully everybody ate some milk and cookies. I want to know if Santa left cookies out for everybody last night. Yes, Laura, great. It's awesome. Awesome Christmas. That's what we'd like to hear. That's what I want to hear, that people had a great Christmas. Chels, minus the milk and cookies? Come on. Oreos for the win. I mean, there is an argument about Oreo being milk's favorite cookie. There is an argument about that. A very contentious debate. Whoa, hold on a sec, Michelle. You're putting the grill together? So you bought him the grill and you're putting it together? Oh boy. Oh boy. Left me some crumbs. Oh my God, that's so nice of you. That's so nice of you, Michelle. There are people too drunk? Oh my God. That must be a good Christmas. Maybe I should have a glass of scotch. Maybe I'll go get one in a little bit. We'll see. Wife gave our nephew a share of SoFi for Christmas. No one wanted in the White Elephant Exchange. I'll take a share of SoFi in the White Elephant Exchange. Jeez. I love that, though. I love getting children into stocks. I love it. I think it's great. I'm a big proponent of it. It's one of the best things you can do for your loved ones. Even if it's the S&P instead of individual stocks, it is well worth it. It is absolutely great. All right. Nvidia's moving a little bit, up 0.055. I'm sorry, 0.55. Palantir's teetering off. SPY still holding. 69.44. We're not at 69.45 anymore. I need 56 points. Can we get 56 points out of the market in the next week? So how many trading days? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5 trading days. So Wednesday's a half day, I think. So 3.5 trading days. If we get to 69.99, I'm going to be, got to get there. We got to get there. Yeah, Palantir's making a move. All these companies are making a move. I don't think the regulator is going to have an issue because it's not a full acquisition of Groq. It's more of a licensing deal and acquiring some assets, including personnel. I don't think the regulators have an issue. Yeah, listen, if anybody wants to gift me a share of Berkshire A, I'm not going to say no. I'll just tell you that right now. I will not say no. Okay? That would be a phenomenal gift. Pemsley, I think it's amazing. And let's just say I may have set something up for my nephew, who's 9. May have set something up he has no idea about. Missy, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to March. I can tell you that right now. I have no idea what I'm going to owe. I'm definitely going to owe the government some money this year again, just like I do every year. But I think that this year is going to be special for the government. So we will see what my accountant has to say. And I'm sure a lot of you are in that boat also. Yeah, Nvidia may have done this exactly that way to avoid regulars. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Ed, think about this. Imagine if this was a rally where everything was participating. This is truly the most hated rally ever. You have big tech not at all-time highs. You have Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at? Why can't I find Bitcoin on here? It's usually on here. 87,000. I mean, Bitcoin was at 126,000. It's teetering off the 52-week lows. We're at all-time highs, and Bitcoin is not playing a factor. Nvidia is off its highs. Microsoft is off its highs. Meta is off its highs. I mean, this is a hated rally. I got to tell you, I like the rally. What's going to happen next year is the real question. I think we're going to get an everything rally next year. Yeah, Charles, I think a lot of people thought VG would stay low. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. If I had the crystal ball, I'd let everybody know what's happening. I am sorry. I cannot be anyone else's uncle. I apologize. Oh, this is such a great comment from Laura. People gifting me material stuff, and I'm here like, okay, but you could have gotten me 2 SPY instead. Hilarious comment. Hilarious. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, look at this. I'm so pumped. I bought a shit ton of physical silver this year at the beginning of the year. I got to tell you, we need to really do a huge investigation into this. The silver crazies, as I call them, there are 2 silver channels that I watch. One of them is Silver Dragons, and the other one is Yankee Stacking. I had to close my eyes and think. I had to close my eyes and think about the names. The one, Yankee Stacking, is great. I mean, they're both good. I personally like Yankee Stacking, and I watch it from time to time. The silver crazies are not looking that crazy anymore. They're just not. Trying to use the force. I'm hoping the force is with the market. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the force is with the market, and we're going to propel it higher. PB, thank you very much. No freaking way. Oh my God. One person won $1.87 billion. Jesus. You know, we were having that conversation last night about what do you do? Can anyone guess what was the first thing I said when we were talking about what you would do? I'll come back to that in like a minute. I'm just going to see if anybody puts it in the chat. Lena, Tesla, it could go to 500. I would not be surprised at all. Would not be surprised. Nothing with Tesla surprises me, Lena. Wow. These are freaking great. Higher yield. Ah. Oh God. All right. So hire a lawyer is the second thing that came out of my mouth. The first thing that came out of my mouth is private security. First thing that came out of my mouth was absolute private security. Then we deal with the lawyers. And yes, I mean, at that point, I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, so I'm going to just go ahead and say it. At that point, let's say on 1.87 you walk away with what, like 700 million or something like that after the state gets theirs and you pay taxes on it. Dump 100 mil into PayPal and freaking force a freaking regime change and get rid of Alex Chris. I mean, I don't think that he can. This is why I got out. I think it's a dead company, but I think this is a company that should put itself up on the chopping block and get acquired. I think that the market has lost all faith in everything PayPal, and I think that they should try to get somebody like Visa to buy them at this point. I mean, it's just no. I would make a phone call and get a full SF squad, retired SF squad. Yeah, I listen. PayPal is just, it should be 90 or 100 a stock. The market just freaking hates it. I would love to run PayPal at this point. I would love to run it. Reverse half the buybacks into dividends. I mean, I think that they made the wrong move. I really do. I'm stuck on it. I'm happy they did a dividend. I'm not happy with the amount the dividend is. And I think they should have came out with a 4% dividend off the jump. I think that they would have absolutely excited the market. Coming out with this little sub 1% dividend, stop it. I think it's a ridiculous thing. Yeah, Lena, I think PayPal is worse than XYZ at this point, aka Block, even though their share-based compensation is just disgusting. So here's the crazy thing. If I had won the 1.87 billion, the only thing I would not get rid of would be the YouTube channel. I'd stop writing for Seeking Alpha. I'd stop the regular gig. I would stop everything. I would still stream with everybody. I would still hang out in the community. It would be a lot different though. And honestly, I'd probably start an ETF at that point. I would probably start an ETF and run an ETF and just run my own money. So, but I would still do this. I absolutely would do it. I actually truly enjoy this. And I really do enjoy hanging out with everybody and providing information that is sometimes useless, like movie talk, and sometimes educational when we talk about stocks. Would I answer your $2 super chat, Spencer? I would answer your non-super chats. How about that? Yeah, space stocks are interesting. I know I missed the train, and I know that there are a lot of people thinking that space stocks are going to go through the roof next year. They may. They absolutely may. We'll see what happens. Man, Palantir are up 0.5%. The Qs are up 0.13. SoFi up 0.22. Looks like a lot of people in the chat are part of the space mob. S&P futures 69.43. We're $3 off where we were before. I mean, it's really wild. It is really wild what is going on in the market. The Santa rally, I think, is here. I do think the Santa rally is going to happen. Let's see where the commodity market's at. That's always live. Let's look at that together. Hold on. Commodities. All right. All right, so we got crude's up a little, energy's up. I don't like that. I mean, crude's still at 58, 56. I don't hate that. Brent at 62. I don't hate that. Natural gas ticking up to 430 again. We were under 4 the other day. Regardless, overall, I'm happy with where energy is. Gasoline, 175 a gallon. Obviously, that does not include state taxes or anything like that. Overall, this is really good on a year-over-year basis. And even on a monthly basis. Look, on a monthly, natural gas has come down 7.18%. Heating oil is down 7.27%. This is good because input costs go down. Oh, I see people still talking about PayPal in the chat. Yeah, look, I exited PayPal. I'm not in it. I was very bullish at 58. I got out around 60 something, I think 66 or 67. I don't think it was in the 70s because I lost faith that the market was actually going to reward it. I think PayPal is very undervalued. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be dead money. So we'll see. We will see. I did talk about Nvidia at the beginning of the stream. If you go back to it, I went over the Nvidia and Groq deal. Oh, Starwood. Matt G. Starwood is one of my favorite reads. I mean, I picked up a little bit more. I am a very big fan of Barry Sternlich. He is one of my favorite CEOs. And I do think that this is going to be the year of Starwood. Now, when I say that, please keep in mind, I don't think Starwood goes past 25, and I think it's going to be really hard for Starwood to get to 21, 22. This is a REIT. It is something that I think we can see their asset base expand as rates come down. I think it can drive the book value higher, and I think we can get paid a very large dividend along with that. But I am not expecting anything huge. I think that this is going to stay between 19 and 21 for next year, which is fine because at this price, I'm locking in more shares at a 10% dividend. So I like it on the income side of my portfolio. Yeah, it's got a great dividend stream. Has not missed a payment since inception. It has maintained $1.92 per share per year for the past 11 or 12 years. I'm a big fan of it. I do not know anything about FJet. I am sorry. And SoFi versus Rocket Lab, I mean, or Rocket Money or whatever the company is. I'm not in space, guys. I missed the boat. So I missed the boat. Lena, don't do anything because of me. I'm just saying that I think it's going to be really hard for the market to turn around on it. In my opinion, the market should turn around on it. PayPal's numbers are phenomenal. And my big line is Dying companies do not grow. PayPal grows its revenue every year, year over year. I really think that this is an undervalued play. I just don't know if the market's going to allow it to generate alpha. I think it should trade between 90 and 110. Yeah, yes, June, you're right. I'm not in space. I don't leave NY. And if space travel becomes real, you will not see me going up there. I am good with my feet on the ground. You know, I hate Nike's business because so many companies come in and freaking chip away at it, but I can't deny that it's looking interesting. I cannot deny that. I mean, I'll do some more work on Nike for everybody and see. I'm not in it. I think it's interesting. I think it can go up, but it's also got so much competition. Think about how many clothing brands are out there. Think about how many sporting equipment brands are out there. Think about how much money they have to spend in sponsorship deals. And it's a hard business. Hard business. Good day, GD. Thank you so much for the super chat. Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everybody else that's here hanging out with us. I am taking over right now for Amit. If Amit was streaming, I would not be streaming right now. He would be killing it. Dougie Dallas is here. What is going? Oh my God! Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Just finished watching all 3 Lord of the Ring movies today. That's got to be, what, like 8 hours? That's heroic, sir. That is absolutely heroic. Heroic, heroic. Love it. Lena, you're right. Competition isn't always a bad thing. But at the same time, how many of these clothing brands have we seen start to take market share? I mean, let's go through Nike's numbers real quick. And I'll kind of just do this on the fly. Maybe we'll build something out on a spreadsheet if it looks interesting enough. So let me share the screen. All right. So we're getting a 2.73% yield, respectable. Market cap, 89 billion. Nike's down 22% this year. It's teetering off the lows, down almost 60% over the past 5 years. This is a company on decline. And over the past decade, it is not looking good. It's been a lost decade for Nike. This is a company that got past 160 during 2021. So let's look at the numbers, okay? Let's keep the market cap in mind, 89 billion, all right? So let me increase this for everybody. So we got revenue of 46.5 billion, gross profit 19.1. So that's like 31% or so. I'm just doing it very quick. I mean, that's not a good gross profit margin. Operating income, look, 3 billion off of 46. I mean, what was that, 4% or so? Net income, 2.5 billion. I want to make sure I have this on. Yeah, I have this on annualized, not quarterly. All right. Oh, I want to see the EBITDA real quick. Hold on. All right, 3.8 billion EBITDA. Let's see what the balance sheet says. I'm not familiar with Nike, everybody, for the numbers. So give me a sec. 8.3 billion in cash. Okay, good. Good. Got 7 billion long-term debt. So more cash than debt on the balance sheet. That's great. I like that. How many shares outstanding are there? All right, not a crazy amount of shares outstanding. Let's go to the cash flow statement. Let's see what they're doing. Stock-based compensation is not that excessive. All right. Good free cash flow. I mean, wait, hold on. Why is this not updated on the cash flow statement? What the hell? It's updated on the balance sheet, right? Yeah, last report. Why is this not updated? Fucking Seeking Alpha. All right, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'll go to Yahoo Finance. Give me a sec. That's weird. That's one of the first times I've seen Seeking Alpha not have something updated. All right, let's reshare this. Nike. Let's see what's going on with their cash flow statement. Why is this? Why is the last thing 531 on this also? Can anybody explain this to me? Does anybody know why both on Seeking Alpha and Yahoo Finance there's no updated cash flow statement? That's crazy. I guess I'm gonna have to get Fiscal AI, right, everyone? Jesus. All right, let's head back to Seeking Alpha. Let's see where the analysts are looking at the forward numbers to be. And we'll make a little determination. All right, so big EPS growth next year. They end in May, so this fiscal year is almost done. Got another 2 quarters to report. Big EPS next year, good growth the following year. What's revenue looking like? Very low growth on revenue. So this becomes a value play at that point. And can they unlock value for shareholders through buybacks and efficiency? I don't know. It's not something that I'm that interested in. I gotta tell you. I'm not, and this could do very well. This could go back to 100. I'm just not interested. I think there's easier places to make money. And here's how I'm going to look at this. Okay. Let's look at Nike versus SPY. All right. Why is this not updating for everybody? Hold on. I mean, down 54%, up 100%. You know, for me to really start positioning Nike, I would have to be really confident that they're going to be able to turn the ship around, because I do think we're going to see a double in the S&P over the next 5 or 6 years. So I have to do a lot more market research on the retail sector. I don't think Nike's going away, but I think there's, for me, easier plays to make money on. I think I can make more money on something like an Amazon than a Nike. So I don't know, Lena. I'll do more research and I'll get back to everybody on Nike. It's not something I'm that interested in. Oh, let's see. Wait, PayPal wanted to charge people for their social media posts. Are you serious? What is wrong with them? By the way, I am trying to follow everybody on X. So if you use X and and I recognize your name, I am following you, or I'm trying to follow you. There are some people that have pending have something up that posts are private. So if you don't want me seeing your post, that's fine. But just remember that the only reason I'm following is I want to try to follow everybody back from the community. So just let everybody know that That is why I am trying to follow you. I'm trying to follow everybody back. Follow me at Elon Musk. That's hilarious. I do not have a code for fiscal AI. Um, so, okay. I'm not looking to go after Sir Joseph Carlson. He's a smart dude. He just doesn't like me. I don't know. Let's see. Race Ferrari. That's an IPO I should have bought the hell out of. All right, I think that some of you guys are coming at me now with stuff on X, so I'm on X right now, following people. So I'm just noticing in my notifications, so I'm just freaking following everybody who's following me. Let's see. Yeah, midterm elections usually choppy. Yes. I think it's going to be okay. And I think gridlock is fine. I think gridlock is actually going to be good for the markets. So we'll see what happens. And for those of you that don't know the story, Sir Joseph Carlson banned me because I wrote he got into a disagreement with a mid about Nvidia and Costco. I wrote like a 2,000 word response as I normally do. He then asked me 4 questions and it was midnight and I wrote him a response. It was like 1,400 words and said, "This is the best you're going to get from me at midnight. My brain is mush, but here's 1,400 words." And I guess that he thought I was engagement farming, which I didn't even know what it was. So, he banned me. Jake, I didn't ignore you. I didn't see your comment. Post it again. I'll respond. Remember, guys, the chat moves quickly. I'm looking at multiple things. So, data stocks, followed you back. I just saw your post on X. I followed you back. Sofa King, following you back. I'm trying to follow as many people back as I can. And for yes, I don't believe he had a response from it. You can go back. It's all on X. It is all on X cemented. But that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. Yeah, listen, AGNC EP, I'm a big fan of AGNC, especially. I think the rent rolls are going to expand in the lower rate environment. I think it's going to be good. I'm trying to go back and see what I missed. Lena, I did follow you, but it's a pending thing on X with you. Let's see. 10 more will be fairly valued. Nvidia to 300. If Nvidia goes to 300, I'll be really happy. Nvidia to 1,000. Nvidia hits 1,000. I think this entire community is going to freaking party like it's 1999 with Dan Ives. All right. We'll see what happens with Ives. He thinks Nvidia is going to run hard. I don't know if Nvidia is going to hit 200 by December 31st. 185 was my target. It hit it. I know Tanner had a much bigger number, and I do think that we're going to get a run next year on Nvidia. And just so everybody knows, I'm clicking on people's names and following them as we go. Oh, listen, Tanner, He called it. He called it. He was team Nvidia before anybody else. He actually tried getting me in Nvidia. I wasn't having it. And then the numbers changed and I changed my story. And I've been bullish Nvidia since the end of 23, I think. He was so early on this name. Tip my hat to him. So early. Nvidia 1000, Amit creates Followers Island, an actual island. That would be hilarious. Okay, Matt, that's hilarious. Where's Canada? That's hilarious. Hilarious. Jose is the Nvidia guy. Okay. All right. Nvidia is let's see. You almost, yeah, I mean, if you were born Nvidia in 2016, that would have been amazing. Could have been like me with AMD, but I got rid of AMD at $3.67. So, you know, kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Let's see. How many shares of AMD did I have? Let's just say that it's enough where if I told you the number, you would want to come to New York and punch me in the face. It was a lot of shares. It was a lot of shares. I mean, I'll just say it. I think it was 7,800 shares I got out of. It would have been a big position. I mean, it would have been, when you're talking about what is that? Where's AMD right now? Hold on. Now, in all fairness, I would have never freaking held it to 215. I mean, I would have had a thought that freaking, I probably would have sold it like 20 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that would have been like $1.5 million or so. So, you know, yeah, don't do math. Math's not your friend in those situations. But remember, you live and you learn. You know what I mean? And I know, and I don't get mad at that stuff because I know that I would not have held it to 215. I know that I wouldn't have held it. So I don't beat myself up about it. And you can't. You can't look in the rearview mirror. You just got to roll with the punches and you just got to freaking laugh it off and look at the next thing. Let's see. It was still a win. Can you adopt me, please? Oh boy. Can't adopt anybody. I am sorry. SMCI is something that we're going to. All right, you know what? Everybody asks about SMCI a lot. You know what? We're just going to do it right now for everybody. We're going to build. We're going to build it out. Let's see where all the new stuff is at. Give me 30 seconds to get everything set up. And we'll see how freaking bad SMCI is. I don't have anything to drink. How is it? I always have like 3 drinks on my desk. Why do I not have anything to drink? This is no bueno. And that's like the only thing I can say in Spanish is no bueno. All right. Who are SMCI's biggest competitors? Can anybody tell me that, please? Let's get the trusty margin sheet out. Obviously, these are not the numbers. I'm going to fill them in as we go. Okay. All right. Does anybody who Dell? All right. So we'll put Dell here. We'll do Dell. Scotch time. I mean, you know what? It is Christmas. Should I go get a little scotch? I don't want to be all freaking zonked out tomorrow. I don't know. All right, let's get into some SMI. Just give me 1 sec. Let me just go grab a water. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Is trading less than 1 times revenue? Why is that? Margins are horrible. God. Horrible, horrible. Oh, this is so bad. Why is their net income so much higher? It's got to be for tax reasons. All right. Right off the jump, I don't hate the valuation on EBITDA and operating income level or even a net income level. I hate the cash from ops and free cash flow numbers. I hate that their margins are low single digits. I mean, I need to really look more into this company. Let's do Dell real quick. I mean, Dell is going to have so I'm looking back at the chat right now. Is Hewlett Packard or HPQ or HPE, Hewlett Packard or Hewlett Packard Enterprises? Which one of those is a true competitor? So let's get Dell's market cap in here. All right, so Dell's a $85 billion company. Got a ton of revenue. Sorry, I need everything to look nice. I apologize. I am not OCD, but when I look at this stuff, I just like everything looking a certain way. I just think it looks good. Easier. All right, EBITDA. Man, Dell's margins aren't that good either, are they? Operating income is. All right, cash mops. All right, at least they got good free cash flow. I mean, it's going to be low for the. God damn it! I just typed that in the wrong. Oh, did I not put operating income in? What the? Screw that one up. Sorry, everybody. All right, cash mops. CapEx. Cash flow, net income. All right. So compared to Dell, both margins suck. Okay. It's just Dell's margins suck a little less. Dell also trades at a better multiple. I would need to do a bunch of research on what the TAM is. But I mean, look, the premise is very interesting, right? If Nvidia, Broadcom, AMD, if all these chip manufacturers are going to expand what their revenue is, and if we're going to keep the expansion going, then SMCI and Dell should do well. I just don't like the add HP. HPE is the one. All right. I will add HPE. HPE, I almost bought them at one point. Cash from ops. Cash from ops. Ooh, this is not going to be good for free cash flow. Very low. Very low net income also. Something happened this year. Something happened. I'm going to have to look through the numbers and see what happened this year. Where the hell? So change in accounts payable. What the hell happened here? Oh, okay. So Hewlett Packard made a huge acquisition that I think is throwing everything off. I'm going to have to really go through the numbers and dissect this. Nothing here looks that interesting. I don't know. I am not sure that SMCI is what is the value play that we looked at earlier in the year. I'm staying away from it. It's not that interesting to me here. And everybody, thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hopefully everybody had a great day, ate some good food, watched some Christmas movies. I watched part of a Christmas movie today. I watched part of Die Hard and part of Lethal Weapon 1. Two of them. Oh, PB Pizza. When I tell you what I freaking had for breakfast today, oh my God. Today is one of the only days that I do this. I had penne alla vodka with grilled chicken for breakfast and it was amazing. I should do it more often. It's amazing. And I'm all in on pizza for breakfast. I love pizza for breakfast. I've always said Lethal Weapon 1 is my favorite Christmas movie, but there's for certain reasons. So if I'm not going to pick Lethal Weapon 1, it's Home Alone. AV, thank you so much for the super chat. TPL. I know nothing about TPL. Hold on. What is this? TPL. I feel like we talked about this. Somebody talked about this the other day. I don't even know what this company does, but it looks like it's got great freaking margins. But for a $20 billion company doing $590 million in operating income, I don't know. About 500 million in cash from operations. So they're trading at 40 times. I mean, that's a little expensive. It's not something I'm that interested in. So June, thank you. They own land rights in Texas for oil-rich land. Gotcha. No, I would stay away from that. For me, it's not something I'm into. Let's see. Telehealth? No, I'm not interested in any of that stuff. Wolf? Yeah, everybody wants me to get into this. I don't know much about the business. I need to figure it out. LNG, look, LNG is interesting. You know what I think about liquefied natural gas. I think it is the future. It's a bridge fuel. I think exporting is going to be huge. A lot of people in the community are in venture global. I believe in natural gas. I think the biggest hurdle is going to be if we get a different political climate that wants to basically go back on traditional energy and wants to cut back how much we export to Europe and Japan. So we'll see. Deep dive on Poet. I know we talked about the other night. What is Poet? Under $1 billion market cap. All right. So right off the bat, this is just not for me. I don't like these small companies. I'm sorry. You don't want me doing a deep dive on Poet for you. You do not want me doing this because I'm going to talk you out of it. I don't have the time to learn the industry. I don't have the time to try to figure out if this is going to be able to hold up against other companies. And there's not enough analyst activity for me to even get a beat on this. It's just not something I'm really interested in. So it's basically a pre-revenue company. So I'm not promoting anything. I have a bunch of money in BMNR and money in Ethereum. And I've said they both are likely to go down in the short term. I have no idea when they're going to go up or when they're going to go down, but the chart on Ethereum swings downward a lot. And acknowledging something like VG when we can go to war with Venezuela, like really, you really think that a war with Venezuela is going to be crazy? We're not talking about war with China. I don't want to see war with anybody, but not really that worried about a war with Venezuela. One, I don't think it's going to happen. And I think Venture Global will be fine. The biggest roadblock with Venture Global short term are the lawsuits, which I looked into. They're not as scary as what I had originally thought. But I do think in 3 or 4 years, if we get a shift in political climate, it's going to be a headwind. But at the same time, we need more energy of all sources. Europe needs more liquefied natural gas. I think they made the wrong move going down the renewable road. And I think VG is going to be fine in the future. I just don't know what's going to happen short term. For me, I like infrastructure plays more on pipeline side that has a mix of exporting. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't think we're going to war with Venezuela, guys. I really don't. I'm glad to be part of the Nebius army right now. I gotta tell you, Nebius army. I will do more research on it. I'll put something out eventually. I'll probably write a Seeking Alpha article at some point. Oh, are we getting Ethereum moving up? Where is it? Oh, look at that. Ethereum just swung 2662, 2962. We're up 19 bucks. Look at that. Maybe we're not going to have a crypto winter. Who knows? QXO up 2% overnight. Like, look at that. Very interesting. EXOD. What is that? I have no idea what this company is. Yeah, you're getting me a market cap. 444 million is not something I'm that interested in. I don't like small caps. I just don't like them. Yeah, QXO is really interesting. Polaris. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. Well, hopefully everybody's enjoying the stream. I know Mitt is not able to stream tonight. I'm trying to pick up the slack, even though technically it's not Sunday, but we did have closed markets. Am I going to invest in Solana? No. I have a bunch of XRP. It is a bridge currency. See what happens. But yeah, I'm not interested in Solana. Ooh, we have an alternative asset investor here. Sleeving up Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a tournament on Saturday. Very interesting. June, I try to do my best. We're keeping everybody company. I like hanging out with everybody. What do you mean arranged marriage for a minute? What are we talking about? CLS? Yeah, we looked at this other day. It's really interesting. So listen, XRP is a speculation play on a technology that I understand. And this was something from pre-pandemic that I was buying because of what they were trying to do with overhauling the Swift payment network system. I did a lot of research on Ripple. I'm up on XRP. My average is 19 cents. I have no interest in selling it. It's either going to be incredible or it's going to zero. I don't care. Jace, thank you for the super chat. There's a literal all-time high amount of options expiring on Bitcoin tomorrow. It could be a massive move with low trading volume. Ethereum would follow. That's another thing. The options market A lot of stuff expiring. You're right. And I'm sure that, and this is the last Friday of the year. So that's right. Let's see what happens. I didn't even think of that. Good point. Can't Jaker can't get excited about crypto anymore, but one day it'll be glorious. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. PB, thank you very much. Least valued Mag 7 Amazon, insulated from AI, FOMO, cloud services, Prime. Yeah, listen, I love Amazon. It's a dark horse, if you can even consider it a dark horse. I think that it's got a ton of upside potential. Ha ha ha. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Somebody watched Home Alone today. Love it. I agree. Amazon's a no-brainer in any environment. I agree. It's freaking Amazon. I'm with you on Nvidia. I think Nvidia is going to next year. I do think that 250-ish is a reasonable number for next year. I mean, we'll see what happens. When you look at the forward growth, when you look at the forward EPS, I don't think 250 is an unreasonable number with a lot of where everything is being valued right now. Yes, I did know Logan Paul is selling the Pikachu Illustrator card at auction. Ken Golden has been trying to get him to do it for a long time, and he is putting it up in February, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see how much that thing goes for. I mean, I can see a bidding war starting on it. There's only one PSA 10, and it's around Logan Paul's neck a lot. Well, we'll see. I mean, I like Amazon and Meta, so I'm not going one over the other. I like them both. Bitcoin pumping. Oh, Ethereum's starting to pump. 2980. 2980. I'm not going to get into estimates on chip sales right now. Let's see what Nvidia does this quarter. I think they're going to do 66.5 billion revenue. They said 65, so I think they're going to beat. See what happens. I think AMD is a great company. I'm just not buying it. Ooh, Oracle or Broadcom for the recovery in 26. If you put a gun to my head, I'm saying Broadcom over Oracle. Lockheed's interesting, but I don't know. I gotta look into it more. I don't know if people are gonna move out of gold and silver. I mean, If silver hits 100, expect people to try to flood the market with it. I think Gemini is better than Grok right now. Yeah, I bought myself some Christmas presents. I did get Christmas presents. They were wonderful. Um, I bought myself some Ethereum today, and I'll be buying myself some other stuff. Um, PB, thank you very much for the super chat. UiPath, that sounds somewhat familiar. What is this? $10 billion company. Hold on. Great gross margins, horrible operating margins. Net income, why did they? So they got income tax credits. Not a lot of EBITDA, but they just became profitable first time. Cash from operations is all right. That's not horrible. But I mean, 300 million in free cash flow on a company that's $10 billion company isn't that interesting? But yeah, I don't know. High single digit growth next year in revenue. I just think there's easier plays. Look, I don't go out on a whim with these types of things. That's just not my investing style. I like big companies. I like big companies with moats. I'm not the best at finding undervalued plays. I found SoFi and I found Palantir because of certain factors. I saw something more. I don't see any plays like that right now, and I'm not going into the small cap realm. Yeah, if silver hits 100, expect everybody to try to flood the market with silver. I did just become a shareholder of Nebius, yes. I'm not looking at Amcor, so I don't know. I know some people are. I'm just not looking at it. I have no idea what Nolan Odyssey is. I'm sorry. My average price on Nebius, I just started the position the other day for like 88 or 89, something like that. What percentage of NW in collectibles? Like nothing. I mean, it's an alternative asset. It's simply a look, some people would think it's substantial. It is not something I'm going crazy on. I have friends that are going crazy on it. I have a lot of sealed products sitting in a storage unit, but you know, it is not 10, 20, 30%. I can tell you that right now. It's more, I'm acquiring it over time. I'm looking to acquire it over the next 20 years, and we'll see what happens. Listen, my nephew is going to have a lot of stuff being left to him. So he'll be getting a storage unit or two of freaking Pokemon cards. It'll be his freaking problem to deal with. No, I'm not in quantum, Jacker. Not in quantum. Don't care about quantum. I think quantum's to put it nicely, I think people are going to get really burnt. I don't see how quantum is going to do anything that Alphabet and IBM can't figure out. I hate quantum, Charles. Charles is right. I hate quantum. Oh, favorite ice cream? Now we're getting to the good questions. There's different flavors from different companies. We could have a whole conversation about that. I can tell you that right now. Look at that, Nvidia up 0.7%. It's moving. Where's S&P at? 69.39. Okay. Listen, Fat Chin, I'm with you. Mint chocolate chip is my favorite flavor of all time. Favorite flavor of all time. Oh, I would invest in Andrew. Oh, but I mean, I had an opportunity to get in SpaceX. I didn't. The terms were not good in my opinion. I've never had thrifty ice cream. I have no idea what that is. S&P arbitrage call. I don't know. I got to get back to you on that. Yeah, Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean. If I'm getting vanilla, it's got to be Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean and Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream, my two favorites from Haagen-Dazs. They do a good cherry vanilla, but Americone Dream and Cherry Garcia from Ben Jerry's are awesome. For mint chocolate chip, I will tell you, there's two. Okay, Baskin Robbins mint chocolate chip is phenomenal, and Turkey Hill slow churn is phenomenal. Yeah, Amit thinks mint ice cream is like toothpaste. I don't get it. It's not. Okay, hold up, Matthew. This is now a conversation. Raising Cane is by far not the best power spinoff. You're right, it's not even close. I just rewatched Power Ghost again. It is incredible. And Force is amazing. I like Raising Cane. I don't think the new season is nearly as good as the first two. The first two seasons of Raising Cane was awesome. And then I think it fell off. And I'm really mad they're not making a season 5 of Power Ghost. Favorite scotch? Interesting. Interesting. All right. I got a hot take for you. I got a hot take for you. Johnny Walker 18 is just as good as Johnny Walker Blue. I got a bottle of both over there. I would say most people can't tell a difference between the two. It is, I'm telling you, it is certainly not worth the price difference between the two. I happen to like Johnny 18 and Johnny Blue a lot. I also like Oban and Highland Park. I mean, the most recent thing I had was Johnny Blue. I actually have a bottle of Russell's 10. I haven't opened it though. I'm not a Glenlivet person. Yeah, Oban makes a great scotch. Gold is one notch behind Johnny Blue. Gold is 18 here. All right, I'm with you. Listen, the best bang for the buck is Buffalo Trace by far. I think Blanton sucks. Weller is good, but Buffalo Trace at anywhere from 34 to 44 a bottle, you can't beat that. And Golden Eagle, I'm with you. I'd rather have ice cream and cake than freaking alcohol. Yes, at some point I'll do a video on financial statements. Coke over Pepsi all day, every day. Oh, moonshine, you're brave. You are brave. Eagle Rare is good. I do like a nice cold cherry Coke. I do. Oh, Shells, you ready for what I had yesterday? I had a nice big half and half. So I stopped at the deli yesterday on the way to my parents, got a half and half with a lemon in it. Oh my God, to die for. To die for. There's one deli, I'm not going to say what deli it is. The half and half that they do is incredible. Oh, oh. And yes, it is better known as an Arnold Palmer. I call it a half and half. What is this White Monster stuff? Everybody likes White Monster. I don't get it. India just bought 1,000 tons of silver. Wow. Oh, favorite cut of steak? I mean, it's a porterhouse. So a ribeye, a bone-in ribeye, as long as there is not a crazy fat content, is great. I don't want the fat. Give me the freaking filet. You give me a big 16 or 18 ounce filet. I'm loving it. Loving it. Yes, I think pistachio ice cream is okay. Gelato, oh, forget it. Love it. Love it, love it. No, half and half's a drink, half lemonade, half iced tea. Steak or ice cream stuck on an island. I mean, as much as I want to say ice cream, steak because I'll feel better. I love both. Oh, nice. Cooked a 12-pound herb crusted rib roast. Nice. Very funny. Thought I didn't like lemonade. Very funny, everyone. All right, let's see. Where are we at? 69.41 on the S&P. We are at 29.75 on Ethereum. It's trying to move. It's trying to move. Let's show what Ethereum's doing. Ethereum's trying to move here. Good thing I bought a little bit earlier. Michelle's back. Eating leftover brisket. I love that. Yeah, I'm with you on deep fried turkey. Deep fried turkey's great. I mean, QXO already started moving. We'll see what happens, but I think give it a year or so. I'm not in anything for short term. Hopefully, Ethereum can keep going. That'll be nice. That's something I don't eat. I do not eat hot dogs. All right, I just logged into the Robinhood app, and I mean, come on, the freaking snow falling, like really? It just, ugh. If it wasn't for how cheap buying crypto on was, I would never use this thing. I actually do not eat pork really. The only time I really freaking eat pork is in meatballs, because you gotta make your meatballs a third pork, a third veal, and a third beef. You gotta go in threes. I actually don't get down on bacon. People think I'm crazy for that. It's just, I don't know, not my thing. You gotta show food photos on this channel. Um, okay. I do have, I think I have some actually. Hold on. I may not on this computer actually. Shit. I'll have to send some to myself of the stuff I used to make. What's this? Just give me one sec. I'll show you okay. All right. So I got a few photos here that I'll show you of how I like steak. Okay, this is just me. Just me. You ready? So that's the thickness I like. Nice 1.5 to 2 inches thick. That's how I like them. You want temperature 125 to 130. I mean, that is exactly how I like it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And these were the best porterhouses I've ever had. These were dry aged for 60 days. They took the entire rack out. The loin is still there. I mean, this thing was hanging so low. I mean, it was, yeah, I put a skew through it to get it. I mean, this was just, these were unbelievable. I mean, mm, 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 mm. I'm actually looking forward to going out and getting some steaks with a mid on freaking Monday. I actually have to find a different steakhouse to go to. Is we're actually taking a trip somewhere. I think we're gonna go here. Yeah, I'm excited. Mitch surprising me. He was a well done guy, and now he's medium rare. No, I'll tell you, he ate some steak that was freaking still moving when we went out last time. I will tell you that right now. No, ketchup on a free. No, you can't do that. Cannot do that. He doesn't use any of that stuff. I'll tell you that right now. He eats it straight up. Oh, listen. You don't put cheese on a steak. Just saying. Like, I'm not a Philly cheesesteak person. I will tell you the best steak sandwich is a steak teriyaki hero with peppers and onions. I mean, mashed potato, garlic mash is freaking the way to go. Look, the only time it is okay to put ketchup on a steak is the next day if you're putting it in your eggs and you actually cook the steak into your eggs. Otherwise, you can't put ketchup on steak. Um, my order at a deli these days is Cajun chicken with mozzarella, peppers and onions on a wrap. That's been my go-to recently. Katz's Deli is overrated. Just saying. Am I gonna have the dairy dealer on? I'll see what we can do. I will see what we can do to try to get the dairy dealer on. Yeah, listen, I think Katz is overrated, just my opinion. PB. Garlic butter, truffle butter, bone marrow butter. No, no, no. Garlic butter. Garlic butter. Am I going nuclear? No, I'm not doing it. Um, Lunar, they're equally overvalued. Overvalued, Jesus Christ. Equally overrated. Katz and Peter Luger are equally overrated. They get the job done. There's nothing wrong with the food. They're just overrated. I am not going to buy SpaceX, I don't think, unless it tanks. It's just not something I'm that interested in at the moment. So I'm going to stay on for another 10 minutes. I'm going to shut it down at 10. What was the best part of the holiday season for everybody? That's what I want to know. Tell me what the best thing that you ate was, is that's what I really want to know. Watching Steve live, hilarious. Tariq is investing. Thank you so much. Bacon wrap filet. No, 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 no. Blue cheese on top. No, come on. You're killing a great steak like that. Look, Peter Luger, you're going to have a good meal there. It's overrated though. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's not that I'm a Peter Luger bear. It's just overrated. Like, who's really traveling to Brooklyn to go to freaking Peter Luger? Like, I'm not traveling to Brooklyn to go to Peter Luger. There's too many good steakhouses that are easier to get to. There's no reason to go to Brooklyn for Peter Luger. Now, if you tell me that you're going to get me into Lucali without waiting, I'm going to Brooklyn for Lucali. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, wow, Michelle, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Newborn nephew, that's awesome. Unwrapping gifts with the kids, that's awesome. Yeah, listen, watching kids opening gifts is the best. Watching my nephew open gifts yesterday was great. Love it. Oh, Chell's, that's awesome. Steak, potatoes, and wine, love it. So here's how I'm going to answer that question, all right? I don't think there is a best steak in New York City. There's too many good steakhouses that are really good. And I will tell you, Smith and Lewinsky has gone downhill. I used to love Smith and Lewinsky. I went there 6 months ago. It has gone, I mean, maybe it was just an off night, but it has gone so downhill, crazy. I mean, here's the problem with Lucali. Like, you can't get in. Now, I know somebody who's a friend of Mark, and they said they can get me in anytime. I have not called in the favor, but I'm probably going to call in the favor. Do I ever have? I don't know. Like, the only place that's hard to get into is Lucali and Carbone or Rayos. I mean, everywhere else is not crazy to get into. And Carbone, like, I have a hookup for Carbone and I have a hookup for Lucali. I just never call in the Lucali favor. Still haven't gone to Rayos. If any of you want to take me to Rayos, I will go without a question. So I will tell you guys this. I took a mitt to Uncle Jack's on 9th and 35th. That place is amazing. Yeah, I think Capitol Grill is just okay. I don't think there's anything special about it. I would much rather go to Keen's or Old Homestead or Del Frisco's, um, Uncle Jack's, Tudor City. I'm just Capitol Grill's okay. Benjamin's. So I wouldn't be able to tell you the best burger in NYC. I really haven't had that many burgers in NYC. I eat steak. I don't really do burgers. I'll tell you, want to go out to Long Island? Tellers all the way out east. Not all the way. It's like Patchogue or so. Or Brian and Cooper. Brian and Cooper is just to die for. It's phenomenal. Okay, the thought has crossed my mind to do a dedicated channel for restaurant reviews. I have absolutely thought about it, and I may. I've been to Fort Charles. Fort Charles is very good. You know, Charles, you know what's funny about Carbone? Everybody wants to hate on the spicy rigatoni. It is so good. Oh my God. It is So freaking good. And Rambler, I'll tell you this. The Rayo's sauce is the only thing that tastes like homemade sauce. It's so good. Out of the jar, it's still so good. Sauce or gravy, I mean, my dad would kill me for saying sauce. He calls it gravy. I'm used to calling it freaking sauce. Because when I think gravy, I think freaking gravy for turkey. Where are we eating when we do New York? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Yeah, Wolfgang's is legit. People don't like Wolfgang's. I don't know why. I've been to two of them in the city. They're legit. I mean, you can get it, Michelle, you can get a good lasagna so many places. The best pizza in New York to me is John's on Bleecker still. I mean, John's on Bleecker is amazing. Emperor, I know I need to get down to Sears. I haven't yet. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get down there. 550, good night. Durant's just reopened. SDK is, look, people don't like the atmosphere at SDK because it turns into a club kind of at night, but I thought the steak was good. Charles, good night. I have not gone to Crispy. I need to go there. Oh, look at that. Nvidia is up almost 1% now. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I really should start a food freaking channel. That'd be very bad. Which Mastros did you go to that you didn't like it? That's interesting. You're like the first person I've heard say that. Nvidia heading to 190, everyone. I like it. HUD's going up, yeah. I'm not surprised. If I do a food channel, it'll just be legitimately going to restaurants. The Groq thing is going to be huge. It is going to be huge. All right, everyone. I'm going to head out. Thank you for joining me on this Christmas day. I want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We are going to shut it down. We'll be back tomorrow. We will be doing a New Year's Eve stream, I believe. We are probably going to do a New Year's Day stream also. We're going to be here with everybody, with the community. The community is amazing. I hope everybody had a great holiday. And hopefully we go up tomorrow in the market and keep the good times going. All right, everyone. Really appreciate it. Get some sleep. Have some cookies. Drink some milk. I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you for being here.